What is up?
Hi, Santos.
Hello, hello.
Hey,
How you good folks going, man?
we're good.
Fantastic.
We're good.
Great. You're all looking good. Man, you guys are looking real healthy.
It's the mangoes. Pick 70K this morning.
Hey, how
It's
do you get
real-
your how do you get your hair so thick, Raj?
Born this way.
Mine's just getting thinner and thinner all the time, man. Come on. Oh, help an old guy out, man.
Sebi
Yeah.
recommends the batana oil.
Batana oil.
Botana oil? Send me a
Well,
link.
there's like a batana flour, I think. So if you use that, I think it could help. But yeah, let's jump.
Send me a link, please.
I'll do that. Let's jump into things. Raji, did you want to bring up like Jarasana and stuff?
No, I was just saying, like, I want to start this, Santos, with an appreciation of you, what you are doing, what you have been done for many, many years. Because I remember when I was much younger, it was 8, maybe even 10 years ago. I remember my friend showing me clips with you talking about the Babylonians when they came to Khazaria and then to Europe, the old clip. And I was like, yeah, this guy, he knows. So since then, I've been following what you've been doing and your work, and it really, really helped with where I am today and with what we are doing. So I just want to say thank you so much for that, Santos. It's really, really appreciated. And I just wanted to express that before we go through more of this.
Have we started recording already?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh man, I've been smoking.
that's okay. It's all part of the process. But that's the thing. Me too, Santos. Like, since you brought out the apple, and then the apple is really people. It's the person. The manzana is everything. Once you brought out Ra and El, once you brought out Israel, it clicked. There is no other model. It's just those 3, those 4, those 5, those 7, those 12. That's it. And so, it was just real simple after you showed me the Taurus field for me, because that's it. That's the only model,
Yep, it is. There's only one model. There's only one form. Nature is simple. It's complex, as Ken Wheeler puts it. Everything is magnetism, standing waves. Standing waves produce transverse Hertzian waves, which hurt and which attenuate, hence decay. Hence, we don't want any vibration anymore. We want radiation. Pure radiation. There's 2 waves: standing waves, radiation, magnetism, and its hybrid child, electricity, transverse wave, hurts very much, decays, is temporal, and people are trying to get into the good vibes. Oh, this is good vibes here in this pub, in this bar, man. Oh, wow, this sexy girl is giving me good vibes. No radiation coming from her heart. Her heart is not radiating. It's vibrating with lust. And people are into the vibe. The vibe is the vibora, the serpent in the Garden of Eden. No vibes. Radiation. Ra.
Radiation, radiate like Buddha.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why Santos says the heart pulses. It doesn't vibrate. The heart, it's magnetic. It's the middle.
Okay. So it pulses. Okay. Boom, boom. Yeah, boom, boom. And that creates, I think, the electromagnetic field we call an aura. No, Santos?
Yeah, aura is Torah. Just put a T in front. Everything is Tauruses. Torsion fields everywhere. Everything is turning, tornadoes, torment, torture, terrible, durable. All of these words have to do with the Taurus field and reading the Torah and the Bible. Bull is the hyperbola. Everything in scripture is based on the bull and the Torah. Bull and the Torah. There is nothing else to talk about. Nothing. There's only one subject, magnetism, magic.
And this is the thing, Santos. Many people have a very, very hard time to grasp. When I talk about my ancestors writing a book called The Ultimate Truth, they are saying, but there are no, everybody had their different truth and but I don't believe in that. I believe there is one story, one light, one truth.
There is only one truth. Truth. See, there's people who say, oh, there is no truth. Oh, it's subjective. Oh, that's your truth. These people are deluded idiots, useless eaters, useful idiots, and destined to a very awful afterlife. There is only truth, and everything is subject to truth. Love, harmony, peace, health, wealth, prosperity, longevity, eternal life, everything is the child of truth. Truth is God.
Yeah, there is no wisdom without truth. And I've heard somewhere that wisdom is the ending of suffering. And so I was wondering, maybe thought is vibration, and truth, like magnetism, that's something completely different. That's taking no thought. And I wonder
if vibration, yes.
And I wonder if taking no thought has no method. There is no method to take no thought. You can't practice to take no thought. It just is. You don't try to do it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Santos, I would like to share a little bit from last time. If you remember, I did put everything on a whiteboard when we talked, but I had the opportunity to make it into a graphic visual. And I would like to show that to you very quickly, if that's okay with you. And here it is. That what we talked about last time, if you remember.
Yeah, and I think this time Raji would love for you to interrupt Santos. If you see anything, if you syncretize anything with any other models, I think Raji wants you to add that as we're going.
Yes, that would be. I would be very grateful, Santos, if you can bring the Gitas, because I know you're well aware of that. So, because for me, this is the journey of the soul, the journey to God, and this is where it begins, where the sperm meets the egg, and you come into play in the first dimension. And in 9 months, you go out and you become the meta, right? But if you consciously are in 2D, when you grow up, then it looks like you are a slave, or you are a slave because you're consciously 2D. And then you need because then your organic parents can't hold you anymore. Then you need an inorganic or an artificial parent that we call Big Brother or Matrix or whatever. And this is the meta world, which is going to be like this, no? And that's a box in a box, because the container, the outer box is the society, the inner box is your house or your home. This inner container in the first dimension is your womb, is the womb of the mom. In the 3D, then you ascend into the society, then society becomes your container. And that is where a majority of the people are stuck today. They're stuck in the society, in the box. But when you ascend, the container becomes the world. And in 4 dimension of density, the world is now your container. And here you're a king and a queen. You learn about sovereignty. And this is what we learn a lot right now. That's why I'm a world traveler, for example, because I know that it's not about how much money you have in the bank. Actually, you don't even need a bank account because you're free. And if you just trust that connection of freedom, then freedom is going to give you back. And
exactly, Raji, freedom is a frequency. And at the same time, I wanted to add, Santos, we think that the 1 to 3D is dependency. And what does dependency imply? It implies you don't have autonomy. You're not sovereign. So basically, you're being sustained by the artificial. So you're eating artificial food. You're taking artificial thoughts. Yes. You're taking artificial orders. You're living in a superficial world. So that is the realm of Hades. That's underground or underwater.
Yes, because they are dead. So everything you can give them dead things like a packet of cigarettes. It says on it, smoking kills, but still smoking, you know, or things like that. So because they are consciously under Hades control. And then here, this is the container, right? So how do one ascend from 1 to 2 through the womb? How do one ascend from 4 to 5 through the womb? But now the mom is not the individual mom. Now the mom is Pachamama, what we call the whole world, this container as we're seeing it. So we need to find the womb, and we're going to go through the womb. That is the portal, I think, in the North Pole that goes you through the field and then into a new reality, a new light. And that's 5D. That's Eden. That's what I believe. And then Garden of Eden, as Santos knows, there's a difference between Eden, the outer ring, and Garden of Eden. And then 7, you have Brahma's realm, domain. And that's 7 dimension. That's the archangels we've gone through. And then Lucifer became a dragon, 8 dimension. 9 dimension is the stars. And that's, I believe, that's the real ascension. When they talk about ascension in Boom, ascending up, it's to go from the mountain up to the stars. And then here we have God of the universe, the Most High, black hole, resurrection, light, sound, and then the ultimate truth. So I want to know, Santos, a little bit about the this syncretic information about this, and how if it can fit into other models. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Everything proceeds from the one, the indivisible one, the monad. The monad becomes a dyad. The dyad becomes a triad. The triad becomes a tetrad. And it expands further, but that is the Pythagorean tetractys. 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 = 10. 10 is 1. So when you have all of these gods, the monad, the dyad, the triad, and the tetrad, when you have them all in one and you work with all of them, you are always with the monad. Okay, so like you said before, thinking is just a vibration. Emotions are just a vibration. The only thing in your body that really, truly pulses and radiates is your heart. When you live in the heart, then you are free from these containers. And you don't get stuck in the triad or the duad, the dyad or the tetrad. You always are with the one. You are with God, you are God. You are one with God inconceivably with difference. You will always be God, but you'll always be different to God. And so this is what syncretism, I noticed you didn't say that word properly. Very important to get this word properly. Syncretism. A lot of people say, oh, Santos, I love your synchronicity. I don't do a lot of synchronicity. I do, but that's not what I'm doing. Syncretism is when you join all fields of knowledge cohesively, coherently, exhaustively, correctly in your mind and heart. Syncretism is the savior of the world. There is no other more important word. There is no other more important thing that exists. Syncretism is the only inclusive system that exists. Every other system is exclusive. Judaism, Christianity, Islam. If you're not one of those people, you're going to hell. Whereas they're all teaching the same thing and they don't even know it. That's how stupid they are. There is only one religion. It's called truth, love, and goodness. Good is God. God is love. That's what the Bible says. And God is light. And light is magnetism. And that light will illuminate and enlighten everyone so that there is no disharmony, no dysfunction. Everyone knows the truth. It's easy to know the truth. Your heart has to be disposed. Your mind has to be filtered from all the shit that you've been taught. It's all about starting over again, relearning, and accepting the truth as it comes to you. You have to be a beacon of truth. You have to be a receptacle of truth. And then you have to speak it forth, because the more you speak forth truth, the more truth becomes a thing. Because we are living in a world of darkness where untruth prevails and where all the false prophets are turning men and women into monkeys.
Yeah, Santos, it's weird because it's paradoxical. I feel like syncretism is the thing that settles all differences. Syncretism is the common denominator of all men, which I find very interesting. Syncretism is the reason why conflict is futile, because we're really all talking about the same thing and pretending like one person knows more than another. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I think that's the word, like community. What it means is to come as one, or what we call the universe, the one verse, the one song. And community is syncretism, I believe, to bring everything in together as one. When they say that when the Babylon tower fell and we all babbled because we couldn't speak with each other, because in the back end we were all speaking one language, and that's what I believe in. We were all having one story because we were one tribe, we were one nation. And this is what I believe in, that we need to go back to that. And that is Atlantis, when we were one nation under truth.
For sure. Yep.
And I want to share that with you, Santos. I don't know how much, if you researched what I showed you about the Jarasan.
Oh, yeah, yep. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So they are a syncretic religion. If you look at their view, is that there are 4 divine truths, or 4 stages of truth. And that is, the first is the first step is the exoteric path. In the first of the 4 stages of Sufism, earth is the main element, because the new initiate is still accustomed to earthly behaviors, which are fixed habits, conditioned thoughts, and stubborn beliefs. He is attached to material thoughts and deeds, making himself prone to negative emotion, such as anger, lust, and jealousy. The initiate is in the kingdom of mineral, because it implies the static condition, in immobility and passivity in his nature. Therefore, this stage is called Shariat, which symbolizes the one act strictly according to basic laws of the Quran and the Hadith during this stage. The initiate has a chance to develop discipline, purify the body, and being aware of his own conduct. So I would say that is more what I would call somebody who is maybe stuck in 3D, or maybe even 2D. Then you have what we call the esoteric path. On this level, the element of water is present because the disciple now can exercise some capacities towards self-realization. Therefore, he's taught to walk on the path of Sufism. This is the stage of growth, development, and potentiality. You can imagine the initiate is like the seed growing up from the ground of the earth. So it represents the vegetable kingdom. This level also symbolizes purification. Water is the fine substance of a spiritual kind containing the quality of natural energy. When this occurs, a certain movement will take place through the intervention of the teacher. Higher elements of the mind can be connected with the individuality. So we believe that this stage, that Tariqa, as we talked about, that would made with the Sufis, and the Sharia, which is the exoteric path, that was made by Ali. So it was Ali and Sufism. Then come the third level, which is the what we called the Hakika, the inner truth. And this was established by the Sufi Gnostics. Air elements represent perception. At the third stage of Sufism, the initiate is able to perceive truth and discern what is right and wrong. This stage is when the real capacity of the seeker develops, which is different from the simple movement of vegetable stage. Therefore, it represents the animal kingdom because the initiate is now actually moving on the earth. I think this is the fourth dimension. So when you reach the third level, it's more the fourth, because again, the initiate is now actually moving on the earth. So that's the Poseidon coming into 4 density. The seeker can gain the knowledge of pregnancy and sickness and is capable of seeing things beyond the physical world on this level. His consciousness raises to a perception of truth high-end at the water stage. In other words, the experience are there to replace or cancel out the ones from the lower stages. But now, Santos, the fourth level is the Marifa, and that was established by the Jarisan. So they are saying that the Marifa was made by Sultan Sahak 800 years ago. And the Marifa is the divine knowledge. So this is what we call the ultimate truth. And that's fire, the element of fire. The kingdom of nature is the human being, and level of perception is absolute knowledge, and the person is then a lover. One cannot attain the last stage of Sufism unless one is ready for it. Thus, this level is characterized by a mark of worthiness. This mark does not include minor criteria such as the age of an individual, how much time he has taken, his job, etc. This was what we were talking about, Eugene, yesterday. It doesn't matter how old we are. Eugene is 22 years old. I'm 31. It doesn't matter. So the fire element, the highest consciousness, the gnosis, represent the contact with the divine. This is attained when one dies before death. In Sufism, the teachers must attain this level first.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Raji, can I interject here? Because Santos, I would like to point at the phoenix and at the same time the baptism of fire, because phoenix literally means that which rises from the ashes. So I submit to you, gentlemen, I think the ultimate truth is immaculate conception, is to wipe all concepts, is to wipe the phoenix altogether and be reborn. Because only when you wipe all concepts can you actually see reality for what it is. Do you guys see what I'm saying?
100%. That's the great reset. You want me to continue? It's just a little bit more until we can go.
Ahead. I don't know about Santos, but
is it okay, Santos?
Oh yeah. Can you just sum those up concisely, every level?
Yes. So the first level, yes. First level is the Sharia, exoteric path.
Sharia.
Yes. The second level is Tariqa, the esoteric path.
Tariqa.
The third level is Hakika, inner truth.
Hakika.
The fourth level is Marifa, the divine knowledge.
Marifa. Beautiful. Same system is in Neoplatonism. You have the earth level is what they call hylic. The second, which is earth. Then there's water, psychic. Then there's air element, spiritual. Then there's fire, mystical, M-Y-S-T, not M-I-S-T, which is the water baptism. It's the baptism of fire. Unless you have the baptism of fire, Marika, is that right?
Marifa.
Highest level, Marika?
Marifa.
Marifa. Okay. Then you don't got anything. You haven't got anything.
Yeah, all you got is a load of horseshit.
Yeah, because you're still trying to get to the top of the mountain and you're not there. You have to be a mystic.
So what would you say, Santos? I have a little bit, not a struggle, absolutely not, but it's more like, yeah, but you don't even know where you're on. When people are saying, when we are talking about Eden, for example, and people are saying, I'm already in Eden. And like, yeah, but I mean like Eden, like 5D. Oh, I'm already 5D. What would you say there? Because it's not, they don't get the physical part of it, I would say. They are missing, it's like a missing link, no?
Yeah, but if they're saying that, it's true. But the thing is, it's like this, everybody is, even the dumbest and the most, even animals. They're all in 5D, but to what extent? If you've got a glass of pure water and you put a drop of orange juice in there or lemon juice, well, it's in there. You've got it, but it's only a little bit. You have to fill that glass up with lemon juice. This is just a rough analogy, but the 5D is the lemon juice, for instance.
Yes.
Everybody's got a drop. So when someone says, I'm already in the 5D, yeah, but most of you is in the 3D and you don't realize it. People are self-deluded. If someone says, I'm already in the 5D, you can rest assured they're not. Because you don't say it.
Exactly.
You emanate it and people know it. You do not say these things. You don't say what you are, who you are. You don't say, oh, I'm a truther, I'm this, I'm that. You don't say that. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, yes. And speaking for itself is when the delusions come to an end.
Yeah.
Yes. So Santos, what would you say the Jarisan is about in your perspective? Their system.
And super quick, I'll say in Korea, san means mountain. So Jara san in Korea is mountain.
Yes, and san means king in our language.
And speaking of which, Raji, so in that sense, we have a mountain, we have a spine, right? Like in that sense, I guess you could say Garden of Eden is both within and without. Because like for instance, the 4 rivers, blood, saliva, urine, semen, whatever it is. Like I also think that there literally is a river within us that is the exact same as the river up there.
100%. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So the Jews have another system as well, and it's exactly the same as yours. What's your language?
So it's Aurami. It's a native language. It's similar to Kurdish.
Is it Aramaic?
It's not. It's similar. It's Indo-European language.
Okay.
It's Kurdish.
Gotcha. Okay. So what they have is the word paradise has 4 consonants in it. P, R, D, S. The word paradise spells out the Jewish system. P at the bottom is Pradesh, basic earth knowledge, opinions, beliefs, right? Mm-hmm. So that's P, Pradesh. Resh is allegorical now. It's what you're saying, esoteric. And they teach that to 12-year-olds. Desh, D is drash, midrash. You know, the Jews, they study midrash.
Midrash, yeah? Yes.
Mm-hmm. That you get taught in your 30s, in your 40s. And then
yes,
the S is Sud. Sud is the mystical. So Neoplatonism has hylic, psychic, spiritual, mystical. The Jews have Pradesh, Resh, Drash, and Sod or Sud. And there's always these 4 levels, and they correspond with your chakras. The opinionated people are speaking from their lower chakras. Oh, the world is a globe and it's flying at 650 million miles an hour. Yeah, that's an opinion. It's not reality at all whatsoever, right? Then you get a baptism in water and you get into the Resh. Things are not as I was taught originally, but they were useful to be taught. It's like it's useful to put training wheels on your little child's bike because otherwise he's going to fall over and hurt himself. But then you've got to take them off. You can't go riding your bike with training wheels forever. And then they get Drash and Sud. Sud is taught to a man at 49, 7 times 7. To a woman at 42, 6 times 7. But 49 is when you peak for 7 years. From 49 to 56, you're at your peak. I've gone past that by 3 years. I'm 59.
No, you're still peaking, Santos.
Yes.
But you know, I want to offer some syncretism for you guys too. So at the same time, those 4 levels are the 4 chakras, right? So once the heart is reached, you could look at that as the baptism of fire. Because once the heart is reached, once love is reached, once truth is reached, once the level is reached, because the heart is the plane, right? Then one can reclaim sovereignty. And so this is the thing. So if you look at this little man I drew, don't look at this as the arms. This is the horizontal plane. So the heart lines up right there, and the 5th chakra is the throat. The 6th chakra is the pineal, is the eye, right? And then the star is 9. And so this is where I think 69 comes from.
Yeah.
Here, let me get a different marker. So, because Cancer is all about balance, right? And it's all about interchange, as above, so below. And at the same time, the letter I is a phonetic word for eye, like my eyes, right? So of course, the light that comes from the stars, this is Raji's model. I'm working off his model. Of course, the light that comes down from the stars in the eye fashion, which is the same model as the spine, because it's the pineal gland and then the sword kind of a thing, right? Same thing for stars and us. And so this is the angle, as Raji says, right? The 6th chakra is the angle in which the light is refracted into the body, because we're still at 6 as spirit. We're not at those 5 senses just yet. And at the same time, the 7th chakra is the archangel, because it's condensing the arc. And then 8, we call the phoenix or the dragon or rebirth, regeneration, whatever you want to call it, who brings the order from above down low. So that's how I've syncretized Raji's model. And even if you look at the 9, it literally looks like an eye. You know, it's the same thing, really. So it's that kind of a thing.
And it's the 9th letter. Just like the H is 2 squares, and it's the 8th letter, which is 2 circles. 8 and H. They both sound the same.
The
9,
halo.
yeah, 9, if you get I-N-E, well, that's just another way of saying 1, right? 9, and it's no coincidence. So just want to correct something, though. It's not 4 chakras, those 4 levels. It's 7 chakras. The 3 bottom ones are all about Heilig. It's all opinion and sense.
Hey, that's Hades. I'm telling you, that's the 3D dimension. No,
Yeah.
Santos.
3D people.
It's the animal chakras. It's the survival mode. That's only in the underworld when you haven't had your survival needs met.
Okay, keep on going.
Yeah, and then the heart. The heart is where you start getting knowledge. But you've got that, and then it's connected with this one. So that's the next level. Then this one here is the spiritual, and then the mystical is the crown chakra. That's when you get like the Pentecostal in the Bible, the Pentecostals in the book of Acts, they had tongues of fire on their head because they were baptized with fire, and that is the mystical, okay? So yeah, it's the 7 chakras, but 3 work together at the bottom, 2 in the middle or the next level, and then the other 2 in the head. That's the spiritual and the mystical. So
Can
that's
we call
why
it?
we need to go to Taurus, the cerebellum, and Aries, the Lamb of God standing upon Mount Zion, because this is where the crown chakra, this is where God sits. If you meditate on this point, God will be with you throughout your meditation. All right, but you have to reach the heart. The heart is the door. Daleth, Dart, the 11th Sephiroth. Well, actually, it's not, but it's a pseudo Sephiroth. But it is Dart is the door. The door is knowledge. Knowledge, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So knowledge is the beginning point of getting intuition, direct knowledge, and then theurgy. Theurgy is up here, merging with God. Henosis. Henosis is our path of enlightenment.
So Santos, I've been making when you said about the 7 chakras. Do you agree that the 7 chakras are also connected with these 7 celestial objects?
Absolutely, of course. Yes.
Saturn, Mars, Moon, Mercury, the heart, Sun, Apollo, Venus, and Jupiter.
Yep. You can have that order, but there's many orders. Okay, the true order, the foundation is the moon's at the bottom, Saturn's at the top. Kronos, crown chakra. Moon is red, menstruation, red chakra at the bottom. Because the moon is the monster, the demon, the demon.
The moonstration.
Okay, so that's where everything begins. People are getting enchanted by the moon and turned into donkeys and monkeys.
And werewolves.
That's your foundation. But the one that you've got there, that is also correct. They're all correct. You can mix them up in a million different ways. But the ladder of Jacob is moon at the bottom, Kronos at the top. And then you can turn it around, put Kronos at the bottom and the moon on top. Because
what about Uranus and Neptune? They are celestial, right? So they are beyond the plane, no, or above in the higher domains.
They are outside of your body. They are the chakra that sits 4 inches above your head is Uranus. And then there's another one 2 feet, Neptune.
Can
and
I
then
what
there's another one about 6 foot, Pluto. And then once you get past Pluto, you come to the Imperium, which is the middle chakra of the next octave, and that's where you merge forever with God, forever.
Okay, so if we look at the module, Santos, here, can we say?
Wait, Raji, just super quick, let me ask a question, because you said it's the middle chakra of the next octave, so it's another form of a heart up above?
Yep, it's the true heart, which is the soul. The soul and the heart are always interchangeable. The heart is physical and the soul is spiritual. The mind and the spirit are always associated. The mind or the brain is physical and the spirit is spiritual. So the heart serves the soul, whereas the mind serves the spirit.
So Santos, I just want to go in and say, what would you say about this when we talk about beyond the stars? So what is beyond the stars that we are seeing in the sky? There is a void, and then there is sound, resurrection sound, and then the 12th dimension where it contracts and expands. And that creates like a diamond shape in the sky. So if you heard maybe twinkle, twinkle, little stars, how I wonder what you are, up above the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. I think this is what they mean with the diamond in the sky. That is the light sound of God, the sound of God. In the beginning was the word was with God. But Santos, I want to show this to you. I showed it last time, but I want to show it again. Have you seen in Star Wars when they go into the stars and they are going into different star systems? I think the star systems is this. If this is our star systems, the 9D, this is the black void, and this is the resurrection, and this is the 12D.
I unshared so people can see your screen bigger.
Yes. So like this one, I think there are like this. The Iron Cross creates like this. And then they have a resurrection point and a void and a star. So I think, Santos, there is a possibility to go into these other star systems when we go to the 13 or the center of here. But we are going through this. This is how we go into the different star systems. And this is how they loop in Star Wars. When they're showing this, woof, they are going through the sound. So there is a machine that can go through here, and that you would time travel and space travel. This is the cosmonauts. So when they say that, oh, they are cosmonauts and they are astronauts, I believe these things happen in this dimension. I believe it's happening, but they are showing us the theater on the screen. They are bringing high level of dimension information, and they are showing us in NASA and everything. They're not lying. They are showing the show. That's the show. And because we can't grasp it, it's too much for us. So it had to be dumbed down into the television.
They're not blatantly lying, but they're twisting the truth, right? They're selling you a half truth, right?
I don't even think they are serving you the half truth. What I think they are doing is they are trying to get this really, really difficult concept into what we call 3 or 2D language, so that people can, you know, slowly maybe get it, what is happening in the higher dimensions.
I see. To make it dummy proof, right?
Yes, because again, it's like the Sharia. You don't show them the Marifa directly, you show them by step.
And you know, that's a great question. Santos, do you think there needs to be sheep like at all times? Do you think there has to be NPC, that it's just woven in with the system, that there are those that will never know? Do you see what I'm saying, Santos? Because some people I talk to, it just goes right over their head. And I'm thinking, are they always going to be like that? You know, what are your thoughts on that, Santos?
Possibly. It all depends. It all depends on God's grace. Even the most pitiful, wicked people get an opportunity to receive God's grace and to become enlightened and be saved. But some people will never want it. But it's there, it's available. It's like the air, the oxygen, everyone can breathe it. It's free, it's there. But if you decide you're going to block your nose and your mouth, hey, you can go ahead and die. It's up to you, you know, you can commit suicide. You don't have to accept God's grace, but we live in God's grace. We live in God's mercy, in the knowledge of God, with God, directly, always. And these people are God deniers. They are godless. They are totally disconnected from their true nature, which is God.
And you know what? Can I ask a quick question? I'm so sorry, Raji, but I want to ask about ejaculation, Santos. There is no space for it whatsoever, right? And then I want to ask you about your thoughts on wet dreams too.
Ejaculation is the fastest way to destroy your spirituality and your body, because it is full of all, not just physical elements like magnesium and potassium and all of these good things. It's also full of your soul DNA, which you have inherited from your ancestry. People who ejaculate are imbeciles. You can have sex as much as you like. You can have orgasms, but as long as you don't have the spasm orgasm. But you can have that. You can enjoy sex. It's there for you to enjoy. It's a gift from God. But if you discharge that force down below and you don't drive it up to your cerebrum, you'll never be pushing the chrism up and you'll lose your charisma. Look at all these guys who promote ejaculation and, you know, say you can ejaculate your way to heaven, like Cullen Smith, for instance, and have a look at the dopey look on his face. You can tell that guy has got one hand on his dick and the other hand is on the keyboards making bullshit stories for all his underage boyfriend subscribers, and they all follow him because they're all stupid. And all you have to do is look at his face and you'll see that he's stupid because he's a promoter of ejaculation. And I'm sure that he's dumped gallons and bucket loads all over the stupid partners that he's had. And hence his empty brain peanut, fool, just degenerate, debauched, degenerate, stupid, thinks he's flying on a ball at 650 million miles an hour.
Okay.
What a retard.
I have a question, Santos, that is maybe a little bit off topic than this, but I agree. Non-ejaculation is really, really powerful, like a tool. And it's also in the Bible for sure. So these things, I think it's really helping to increase the vibration. But my question to you is, would you say, Santos, there is something as the ultimate truth? And what would you say after all these years of research and gatherings and talkings and all that? What would you say is the clear ultimate truth, that where you can say like, this is have always been here and will always be here?
Direct knowledge. Right. So there's two kinds of truth: secondhand truth and direct truth. So if I go around saying, Eugene has a car and it's red because Eugene told me, and I've known Eugene for years. He's never told a lie. He's honest, dependable. He's a good guy. And he told me that his car's red. So I go around telling all my friends, oh yeah, Eugene's car's red. Oh yeah, it's red. He told me it's red. But you see, Eugene never told me that he's colorblind. So I didn't go to his garage, lift the garage door and check if it is directly true with my direct vision. And I check and I see that his car's blue. And I'm thinking, oh no, I have been an inadvertent liar. I've told lies to many people. You see, this is how they make liars out of people, because they don't have direct knowledge. They have secondhand knowledge. It's no use. See, you don't believe anything, right? So I know I can trust Eugene. I know I can trust you. I can trust my mother. I can trust my good friends, but I don't ever believe anything they say unless I have direct knowledge, not by the senses, but by the knowing of the soul. It's no use me just opening the door and seeing the car is blue, because I could also be seeing an illusion. You don't trust these eyes. But the fact is, with consensus and many people physically agreeing with their eyes that the car is blue and it's provable that it's blue, and Eugene's colorblind, he wasn't telling a lie.
Yeah.
He just can't see because he's colorblind. So this is why you need direct knowledge. Hang on, someone's at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll continue on what he's saying. So everyone needs to do their own due diligence to find things out for themselves. You know what I mean? They can't only rely on what other people tell them. And this is what conspiracy theory is. They've just made direct knowledge the coronavirus, a sickness, you know? They've just labeled you critically thinking as a sickness, that questioning is not okay. That is just crazy that we live in a world where there's an inquisition led against you when you try to find truth. And that's a funny word, right? Critical thinking. You have to always be critical of thought.
Yeah, it's interesting that those who are in established religions, so to say, they very rarely get ridiculed and mocked as much as those who are free of those things, who are saying, I'm not part of any like that. I'm a free man, just expressing myself. I think they get the most pressure, no? Because they are free.
Yeah, and that's why what Santos is doing is at Porto and Morelos is fantastic, because it's the antithesis to a university in the modern sense of the word. It's an antithesis what do you call it? Established, organized thought. Because he's saying, think for yourself. That's what syncretism really is, right? Is find out for yourself.
So I would like to know, Santos, is there anything, a specific subject that you want to talk about more and go deeply with me and Eugene here?
Good one.
Okay, gracias. Okay. What I'd like to talk about is beginning your process of cleansing with the body. See, some people go and do ayahuasca and DMT and bufo, and they have all these amazing, 5-DMO, DMT trips and everything like that.
And they still believe in the ball.
Yeah, but this is the wrong way to go about it. You don't go having entheogenic experiences if your body is not clean. Everyone is full of bowel ropes. Everyone, their intestines are packed with mucoid plaque, number one. Their livers are full of stones. Hence, they cannot be pure. And they go and have these trips. Yep, it works. They see God. They have these beautiful visions, but they always go back to the shit because they're full of shit. So I recommend that we start with the body.
Yes.
Liver detox, number one. Andreas Moritz, liver detox. I've done 4 in the last 2 months. I did one just this morning. This morning, I just filled my bath, my toilet with stones, green stones by the billions.
Oh my gosh. And what exactly are you using, Santos, to do the detox?
So for a week, you prepare with malic acid, tart cherry concentrate, 2 tablespoons in a ½ liter of water for 6 days. And you drink it from 6 to 6 every day. Sip a little bit every ½ hour. Get that malic acid, softening the stones so they become like wet soap. Then on the last day, which should be the new moon, today is the new moon.
Yes.
That's why I took this yesterday, because the new moon is the best time to hit it.
To kill all the eggs, right?
Yeah, everything. It's just the best time. So do this once a month on the new moon, a week before, and then on the day of the new moon, on that night, this is what you do. At 6 p.m., a tablespoon of Epsom salts in a glass of water, stir it, drink it. At 8 p.m., 2 hours later, another glass, stir it, drink it. Then at 10 p.m., before you go to bed, you have about 30 ounces of pure olive oil. And there's only one brand. I'll show you the brand. There's only one brand made in Tunisia.
It's olive oil, yeah. Tunisia.
Aha, okay. Terra Delicia, Tunisia, extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah, there's no additives. Every other cold pressed olive oil special, blah, 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 they're lying to you. This is 100% pure. Get that brand. And then you put it in a long glass, right? Get some lemons, squeeze another 30, 40 ounces, mix that thoroughly, drink that, go straight to bed and lie flat on your back for 20 minutes. At 10 o'clock.
And it takes away all the stones in the liver.
Not yet. In the morning at 6 a.m., one more glass of Epsom salts. That magnesium pushes everything out. It softens the tubes in the liver and the gallbladder and just flushes them right out. Then at 8 a.m., your fourth glass of Epsom salts, 1 tablespoon. Try and make it heaped if you can, but most people can only handle a level spoon. It tastes so disgusting. I always drink it really quick, and then I get a strawberry, and I quickly eat the strawberry after, because the taste of it is the most foul thing. I'd rather eat dog poo than drink Epsom salts, but you've got to do it. So what will happen now is you're going to be going to the bathroom. Bang, 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 bang. Once you've done about 10 dumps of stones, then you do a green coffee enema, 200 mils, because the coffee, and you lie on your left side. You keep it in there for 20 minutes. You lie on your left side, because you only want the coffee, green coffee, not cooked coffee. You only want it to sit at the bottom of your descending bowel. You don't want it to go up, because from there, it activates all the nerve sensors and everything that open all the sphincters in your GI tract, the duodenum, the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, kidneys, everything, all the sphincters just go open up and everything just flushes straight through. Wow. Coffee enema. And that coffee enema will induce another dump. Then, after about a half an hour, you do an aged urine enema. And that one, wow. The good thing about that is you remove the coffee now, because you don't want that in your system. You won't sleep for 2 days when you have a coffee enema. So the aged urine, I put a jar about that much. I've got a ton of jars of aged urine. I put a jar, like about half a litre, and then I get my hydrogen water and I top it up with another half a litre, and then I do another enema for 20 minutes, or as long as I can handle it. Sometimes I can only handle 5 minutes, because it just kills all the parasites. It just absolutely, aged urine is the best medicine on God's earth. Aged urine. And then what will happen is it will also put all tissue salts, minerals, all back into your GI tract, into your bowels. Probiotics, it'll just restore the balance of the bioorganisms, microorganisms. That's why you have to do an aged urine after that. That's the process. Then
it's a whole process. It's like a.
Then you have to do one more thing. You have to get rid of your bowel ropes, your mucoid plaque in your intestines. Yes. That's where health begins. I did one on the 1st of May, and I dumped about 5 buckets in the toilet of creepy, creepy stuff. Food that has been sitting in the pockets of my intestines for decades. Black stuff, brown stuff, parasites that look like hard-shelled beetles.
Yeah, the parasites lives in the mucoid plaque, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Now you have removed their hiding spot. And how you do that is with a Zen cleanse. Now, if you go to my website, universaltruthschool.com, in the products tab at the bottom, you'll see Zen cleanse. order it from there because I'm an affiliate, and then I will get, they give me, a cut, like 10%, 20%, depends on how many people do it. That way you can support syncretism, but you don't have to. You can go straight to Zen Cleanse and just buy. I would start with the 1-day protocol called Zen Cleanse 1, and then 2 weeks later do Zen Cleanse Rainbow, which is an intestinal and liver cleanse in the one hit, and gallbladder, I think, kidneys, it does a lot. So
yeah, Santos, I put your affiliate link into the comments or the description.
Oh, did you find it? Good, please. So folks, yeah, support me, help me. I'm trying to help you. And then you can become an affiliate, and you can also help other people, and they will. How kind is that? How good is that? I mean, if you go around giving people, laxatives from these big corporations and other products that they make, are they going to help spread that massive amount of money that they're making? No. That goes to their funds. That goes to them. But these guys, Daniel, who lives in Thailand, has made a thing where you can benefit your health and your wealth. And trust me, I have done tens and tens of protocols for the last 5 years to get rid of my bowel ropes, including the bentonite clay with psyllium husk, including bowel restore. Nothing. These are made of 150 herbs that ferment for 3 years. And those enzymes, they go into your small intestines and they eat away like a little Pac-Man. They eat all the shit, all of it, and it just slips out of your body. I've got about 25 photos of half of the stuff that I removed, and I can share them with you and the listeners. I'll send it to you, and you can see what came out of me, a 55-kilo man, 5 buckets. You'll see it. You'll see the evidence. I'll show you what warning. Growth.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we've been talking about, me and Eugene. We were talking about the parasite and the mucus plaque. And this is the thing. This is what we call, this is the shit nobody wants to see. They don't want to see the real shit, and this is the real shit, because that is the problem of everything. As within, so without. We are talking a lot about them. There are always someone else, that they are the parasites and they are this and they are this. But what about what is within us? Because what's in us is that mucoid plaque that is keeping us. I want to show again. This mucoid plaque is keeping us, this parasite is keeping us on a low density. It's keeping us in the realm of Hades. It's keeping us in the realm of the dead. So if we want to ascend into a higher way of living, if we want to ascend into more love, more life, more light and more truth, then we need to get rid of these parasites within, and then we're going to ascend. Because also the Prophet Muhammad said, the greatest jihad to fight is to fight the evil within yourself. And I feel that that is the evil within, both in the mind, both in the spirit, but also physically. It is also physically in the body. And I think that's the real war that is happening. That's the real conflict, the conflict we have within with these parasites, that they are trying to eat us and we want to stay alive.
Yeah, and it's so biblical that you guys bring that up, because really what is physical is metaphysical too. So food is the spiritual journey. It's the start. If you don't have your food right, you didn't even start. And so I love when Sebi says there are no bad people in this world. There are only sick people, people with cyanide in their brains, people with acid in their system. That's the only reason why, mucus, exactly. That's the only reason why they're evil toward one another. But when we can eliminate that, maybe there won't be any sickness in the world. So what better way than to use enzymes to eat up all that calcification in the body? And I'll just add this one last point. It's so funny. Sebi's like, what is the spiritual thing you talk about? I don't say I'm spiritual and eat acid. So if that's what's spiritual to you, I don't know what it is. I don't know this spiritual movement, because the so-called spiritual people are ingesting hybrids, are ingesting the very things that are keeping them in hell. And
Yes,
they call themselves, oh, I'm so happy.
and they don't
to
want
eat
to fast. They never want to fast. So if you're like, hey guys, let's do a fasting and get rid of it. No, I just want to dance and be happy. It's like, okay, it's nice to dance and be happy. But what about bringing the parasite out from the system? I don't have any parasites. Oh.
That's the first thing people say. Because why? Because they're full of shit. Everyone's full of shit. Absolutely everyone. I remember someone 4 years ago that I helped. She was 23 years old, and we did a protocol together called Bowel Restore from Australia. I was promoting it back then. I didn't get rid of my bowel ropes, but she did, and she was 23 years old. And I saw everything that came out of her, and it was demonic. At 23 years of age, she looked beautiful. She looked fresh, healthy, beautiful. But what came out of her was what you would see probably in a sewer farm in hell.
Oh.
It was absolutely horrific.
Yeah, let's
staggering the ropes.
Let's share what it looks like here. Should we share what it looks like?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
do it.
go ahead. And at the same time, Santos, I grew up.
I love this. Santos is on. Santos he's for truth. Okay,
at the same time, Santos, I grew up on spam fried rice, man. I know that shit is in me.
Hey guys, look at this. This is what Santos is talking about. I don't even want to see these things.
I can show you 25 photos, which is only half of the ones. I couldn't be bothered taking a shot of every one, man. I just couldn't be bothered. It was just like, why? All I have to do is show people 5 or 6 photos. I did 25. Half of what I removed of all of this, every single thing you see there, everything there was in me. I was full of shit. It's funny because a lot of people have said that to me. Santos, you're full of shit. They were right.
They were,
aren't we all?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Nobody wants to confess that. Nobody wants to look at themselves and say, okay, I have a lot of parasite within me, but I want to do the work to get them out. And how many people are focusing on that? Instead, they are focusing on money, making money. Instead, they are focusing on getting a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Focused on being a parasite, not getting rid of one.
And following Kim Kardashian or whatever, you know, and doing Botox and all of that. Come on, guys. We need to focus on what's real. What is real right now? We have a lot of parasites within us that are not here to... we need to get them out. Get them out. Before I came to Costa Rica, I was in Ibiza. I was doing a 15 days cleanse. Eugene knows about this. And in the same sense there, everything came out. Everything came out. And what came to me was so much trauma that came out from my childhood, from the past, people who were not nice to me. I was not nice to people and all of that. They came like a memory, and I had to go through that memory. And that trauma that was in my body got to be released. And then when I went to the bathroom, all these mucus plaque came out, everything. And I felt forgiven. I felt really like, okay, it's all right. Right now I did what I needed to do, and no more shame, no more guilt. Now I can finally live again. So then I went to Costa Rica, and then Santos, it took 2 or 3 days, and bam, everything came to me. People, happy experiences, things, and all of that. So I think this is what it is. It's only about getting rid of this parasite, because then you can be guided by the Most High, because then your channel, your aura is so strong, so you can connect with the 9th dimension, with the 12th dimension, and then you become the string, the puppet of the string, but not of Hades. Now Hades is not the puppet on the string. Now the stars are the ones who are controlling you, and they are only going to control you to the light, to the truth, to the one truth, and that is the one song of the universe. So I think we call this show The Ultimate Truth, and this is maybe gonna, I would say, maybe people are gonna get emotional, like, who does these guys think they are? They think they have the ultimate truth. But actually, in the end, we have what is real right now, and the problem right now that is causing so much suffering. We have the solution. And let's talk about that first before we talk about anything else. So yes, Santos, thank you for that.
Quickly, I'll add on, a man who is conflicted or has parasites can't go out there and solve conflict, because he will only bring conflict if he's conflicted. So exactly right, Raji.
Yeah,
Yes.
look, for years, I've been in conflict mode and fear mode. I've lived in fear all my life. I confess. Up until I did this cleanse. I removed my fear, anxiety, and stress. Every time you see me doing a presentation over the last years, rest assured that I was living in fear, not in love. And I was always conflicted and arguing with people. I would spend hours sometimes arguing with shills on my YouTube channel, cursing people. And I knew that that's not me. I'm not that guy. But I continued doing it and getting temporary satisfaction out of it and making myself sicker. I got so sick that in December, I nearly died. I lost so much weight, and an awakening happened to me. I realized that I was full of shit and that my body was dirty, filthy, filthy, dirty. And those demons were causing me to behave in such a way. When you do this protocol, which you can do in one day, from 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you take 10 satchels of enzymes and 3 liquid bottles of enzymes through the course of the day, go to bed. Next morning, bang, you'll be living in the bathroom, and buckets and buckets and buckets of mucoid plaque are just going to smoothly, no pain. It's beautiful. It's heavenly. And when you see that stuff come out of you, you just go, wow, wow, wow. And then what happens is magic starts to happen.
Yeah.
You see, we're all creators, but our creatorship has been reduced so that our manifestation is not equal to our zeal. You know, we want to manifest something, but it takes years and years and years. And all sorts of things happen and get in the way, and trouble and mistakes and accidents, and everything goes wrong, and you've got good intentions. You will never, ever be the magician you were born to be if you have mucoid plaque in your body. I can't begin to tell you all the magic that is happening around me right now. And if magic is happening around me right now, amazing stuff. Man, I'm going to be telling this story of the magic that's going on right now in the last month or so. Amazing how everything just...
Can you share a little bit, Santos, to the viewers?
Okay, I will. But if that magic is happening around me, where is it coming from? Who is the source of that magic now? It's me. I'm the magician. I have increased my magical powers. And if you're not into magic and you're into getting drunk and drugs and parties and sex...
We are not interested. This is nothing for you guys. This is nothing for you.
And mansions and careers and swimming pools, tennis courts, and helicopters. And if you're into that stuff and you're not into magic, you're not even alive. You are the dead who will bury the dead, and you will never awaken unless you are a magician. There is only magic, magnetism, magic, magus, magi,
Yes.
imagine. So when you clean your vessel, your body becomes an antenna for magnetic magic.
Yes.
And then you process that energy and everything manifests. Some of the things that are happening I cannot disclose at the moment, but put it this way.
Dang it!
Come on, Santos.
I'll tell you some things, but I won't tell you this particular one. There's one thing that's happening. Daniel is over in Africa, Tanzania at the moment. He's been there for 4 months. He's my partner in syncretism in the academy, Daniel. What he's doing there, when it takes off within a few months, no one will be paying to subscribe to our academy. We'll be paying you. No one will have to donate. We are going to be able to fund many, many projects. That's just one of the magic things that have happened since I've started my cleansing process.
Yes.
The other thing is, every day, people are contacting me with blessings and kindness and reaching out to me and giving me more syncretisms and sharing what they know. And every day, better people are coming into my life. And all the dirty ones who are pretenders, they're all disappearing. I'm just cleaning them all. They clean themselves out. They only last, 10 minutes in my presence, and then, they come in. Oh, I'm a syncretist. I'm a vegan. That word vegan, I cringe. Vegans, people who depend on the word vegan to give themselves some kind of, dignity or, righteousness. They're the most retarded people that exist. It's well, you're a vegan, okay, but you're a drunk, you're a drug addict, you're a liar, you're a fool. The list goes on and on and on. No use saying you're a vegan, and thinking that's your key to open all the doors and that you're in and that you've made the that's nothing. There's veganism and there's real veganism. I'm into real veganism. I'm not the Bill Gates New World Order vegan, which is putting people off deliberately. And people always get people making comments. Oh, you're a vegan. Oh, you're a vegan, Santos. You can't be healthy. You're skinny and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's because I'm not fat and full of shit. That's why I'm skinny, right? And the vegan diet is the plant-based diet that will ascend you. Eating rotting corpses descends you. Rest assured, you can laugh all you want, but when you die and you go to that place where I told you would go, you'll remember my name. And you'll say, geez, I should have listened to that creep that I hated called Santos, who revealed one of the most important truths to me, that only a plant-based diet will ascend you. You can laugh, you can continue eating rotting corpses. Do your best, do your worst. Congratulations, good luck to you. I don't give a shit. The truth is the truth. And the way to do veganism properly is to grow your own food, not eat like a pig. You only need a handful every meal. Not to be a glutton. Drink pure water, hydrogen water, molecular hydrogen like I do. Structure that water so you hydrate. If you don't structure your water, if you don't turn it around in the bottle and put a vortex in there 72 times minimum, you're just drinking water that's not structured. It's like, would you live in a house, you buy a block of land and the bricks are delivered, the cement's delivered, the timber's delivered, the nails are delivered, everything's delivered and on site. Can you live on that? Can you live in that? No, because there's no structure. You can't live in that house because there's just a pile of bricks over there, there's cement over there. You've got to put the bricks in with the mortar, you've got to put the framework up, all the nails have got to, everything's got to be structured, and then you can live in the house. If you're drinking water and guzzling it down, I see people go, blah, 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 blah. Number one, that water is going to go straight through you and take all the vital minerals out of your body, and you're going to urinate them right out. All you're doing is flushing minerals out of your body. You must always sip your water. Doesn't matter how thirsty you are, never ever gulp water. It must be structured. You must sip it 30 seconds under the tongue, mixed with your saliva, because when under your tongue is an intelligent, the only nerves in your body that can read the chemical structure of what you're putting in to go down your GI tract, and it sends a signal to the brain, which then sends a signal to the stomach and prepares it to accept it. But remember, growing up, your parents would say, chew your food at least 30 times before you swallow it. So 1, 2. By the time you get to 30, that's 30 seconds, your tongue has sent the signal to your stomach. Now the stomach knows what chemical acids and mixture, whether it's 60% hydrochloric acid or what's the other two? There's 3 acids in your stomach. It will make the right percentage, even if it's water. But everything you put in that hole there must stay under your tongue. Every spoonful, you're eating soup, 30 seconds. Might take you an hour to have your soup, but if you don't do that, you will not assimilate anything. You'll just be a glutton, and it won't be digested, and it will sit in your intestines and form mucoid plaque, and all the parasites will eat it and get the nourishment, and they'll poo in your system and poison you, and you'll be dead with heart disease, bowel cancer in your mid-40s, mid-30s,
I just feel it's so funny when you're talking about this specifically, because it's a little bit like if my parents would call me right now, I would be like, hi, Mom. How are you doing? No, I'm just speaking with a man Santos here. He's talking about us seeing the importance of chewing the food. Like,
hang on, someone at the door.
The importance of chewing the food.
Yeah, but it's so basic and people don't do it, And to be honest with you, man, I eat food way too fast.
Me
so
too.
I really needed to hear that because I need to take my time. Like the French, right? Don't the French eat forever? And that's probably the best way to eat. And yeah, Charlie says the same thing. He says little bits at a time. Don't overdo it each time. But, it's so biblical what Santos has been talking about too, in some sense, because how are you going to live when you're eating what is dead?
Yes.
And if you're putting in dead things into your body, the little critters, the worms and the fungi are going to eat it up. So it's so biblical that till now we're talking about like cleaning the temple, right? The phoenix, the baptism of fire, all this kind of stuff, because that's the only way to ascend is to clean the medium. Because, Santos earlier was saying, I am the magic. Well, that's the natural state is magic. Magic is there. It's a matter of do I tap into it or not?
Yes, but magic cannot happen to you when you are in a low density, because it's a little bit like this. What is magic? Well, if I tell you right now, Eugene, I would love to see a white rabbit, and then a white rabbit would be behind me, would be like, Raji, look, a white rabbit. I'm like, what? I didn't even know this, you know? There is not even a white rabbit in this property. I've never seen it before. That would be magical moment. But if I tell you, Eugene, I would love to see a white rabbit, and after a year, I'm like, Eugene, look, I saw a white rabbit before. You wouldn't see that as magical, because it was, as Santos was saying, the time of the manifestations are different now, because the closer and closer they are, the more magical it's going to be. And then you're going to be more happy because you're going to see that it's effortless. I was speaking about magic, Santos, and if I would tell you I would love to see a white rabbit right now, when a white rabbit would appear, that would be a magical moment. But if I would tell you I would love to see a white rabbit, and after a year I send you a picture, look, it's a white rabbit I saw yesterday, that wouldn't be as magical because of time. But when the time gets closer and closer of the manifestations, and they get quicker and quicker and more effortlessly, then we become more magical. And it's exactly what you're saying, Santos, that everything that is happening to you, the people that are coming to you, the experiences that are coming to you, the abundance that are coming to you, that is because you done what was necessary for you to go into that dimension, to that state of being, because you got rid of the old things. Neo, for example, what are they bringing out before they give him the red pill, before they bring him to Zion, before they bring him to the truth? They bring out the inorganic parasite within him, and then they give him the pill. I don't know, Santos, if you've seen the movie Matrix.
Yeah, of course.
And I want to add here, because, and Santos, earlier we're talking about the baptism of fire and clean the temple. Well, that is immaculate conception. And what is really immaculate is white light, is magnetism, is magic. So really, you know, earlier you were saying, I am the magic and all this kind of stuff. I feel like we are magical in our natural state. So
Yes.
It's just a matter of cleaning up the shit, the bullshit out of the body. Because then naturally, it's like a flower. It's just natural. Magic is natural.
Yes. That's what I say. No more bullshit, Eugene and Santos. No more bullshit. Now we go straight to what is real. And that is when we are really talking about the real shit that nobody wants to talk about. Everybody's talking about spirituality. Everybody's talking about ascension and all of that, but they don't want to go to the real shit.
Yep. Cleanse the temple and be holy. Cleanse the temple. The temple is your body. And then the whole universe will cleanse after you do that. If the world is full of shit, it's because you are. Once everyone cleanses their temples, then everything around them will be magic. Everything. You will attract magic. You will make magic. Guys, I've only got about another 5-10 minutes.
Okay. So before we end it, Santos, I would like to share again so we can wrap it up. Because, again, I would like to wrap it up with the Jarisan and the ultimate truth. So my ancestor wrote the ultimate truth of how the stars was being created, the cosmologies, and for example, the 12 different dimensions and all of that. So I would like to share with you also, what would you say is the ultimate truth when it comes to the cosmology, when it comes to, because a lot of people talk about astrology, but very few people talk about cosmology. Would you also share with us the difference between them two?
They're one and the same. Everything is syncretic. Everything is interrelated. You can't have gematria without geometry, without alchemy, without astrology, without cosmology, without mythology, without spiritual science, theological science. It's all one. It's like you have a soup. You've got lentils, broccoli, carrots, right? They're all in there, but it's one soup. It's made up of everything. And what is, to answer your question simply, is direct knowledge. Direct knowledge. It has to be direct. You have to go to the source. See, when you're thinking, you're creating vibrations, and that's pollution. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't think. That just means you have to refine your thinking and think things all the way through. See, people think things up to here, they've got that much limit, and then they stop and they think, yeah, I got it. I know what I'm doing. And they go and fuck it all up because they've got no idea. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. You have to make those vibrations finally get shorter and shorter until they become a standing wave. And that standing wave will give you access to all knowledge. Direct knowledge. Direct knowledge is the answer.
I know we don't have so much time, Santos, so that's why I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to say, I agree. I feel that a lot of people are stuck in the 8th dimension in connectionness. They are connected with what we call Mount Zion, but they are not connected to the stars. They are not connected to the higher dimensions or God. But one thing I would say is, would you say that's why so many people don't want to talk about God or talk about religion and all of that, because they can't really understand it? They can't go beyond the higher dimensions?
Yeah, the parasites and all the shit that's in their bodies is preventing them from reaching that frequency. You know, if you're watching channel 6 on the TV, you don't have a remote control, the batteries are flat, and you can't go over to the TV physically because you're too tired to turn it, well, you're going to be stuck on channel 6. But wait a minute, it's 9 o'clock and my favorite show is on channel 10, but I can't get off the sofa because I'm too fat and my remote controls. So you're sitting there missing out on your favorite show at 9 o'clock. It's gone. People are stuck on a channel, and it's the channel of filth.
Yes.
Yes.
And they don't even know it.
Yes, and one thing more, Santos. I would like to have a feedback also on this model I've showed you today, because I know that you've been studying astrology and cosmology for many years now. What would you say? How well is this accordingly to your knowledge and your insights of cosmology? This model, does it fit with the ancient knowledge as well?
100%, brother, 100%. It only takes me 10 seconds to look at what you've done, and I know. I already have enough direct knowledge to know that this is what you're describing is a perfect system. It's syncretism.
Yeah, I think direct knowledge is clean. It has a sense of clarity. It's straight to the point.
Yeah, and this is what we are about, me and Eugene. And I would love also, Santos, whenever you feel to have more talks about that. We are also talking about healing, about fasting. And yeah, I would like to dive deeper into star systems and how they are connected, the different star systems, and also about the ancient knowledge, because I feel you have a lot of knowledge in that field, and it would be really lovely to reveal more of that.
Yeah, brother, you pick the subject and we can address whatever subject you would like to talk about.
Great. And also, Santos, we will share this video clip to you, if it's okay. And maybe you can also post it in your channel so we can spread it.
Yeah, of course. All right,
Yeah.
Thanks, Raji and Eugene. Love you heaps, brothers. You're looking good. You're looking healthy and spiritual and vital. Keep on the plant-based diet. Cleanse your temple. Just keep going. Keep truthing, because we got this. We're going to win. The magic is coming. We're going to make magic on earth. It's around the corner. It's right here now. It's ours. It's our God-given right and gift for all eternity. Ours, to us belongs the glory, the hope, and the peace forever and ever and ever. Long live syncretism, the savior of mankind.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Elder. And
Thank
you know,
you
it's
so much.
it's,
Thank
it's
you
a
so
funny
much.
word. Presence, like the greatest gift. It's like a reception, right?
Yep. Yep. Presence. Good word. Be present in the now. The past doesn't exist. When
Aye, Captain.
we started the show, it's gone.
Yeah.
What is what is here now. If you're not present, you will never, ever be who you were meant to be, because you're chasing the future and stuck in the past, and they don't exist. There is no future. It's all now. And now is an anagram for one.
Yes.
W-O-N. And own. To
Yes.
own your soul. Now, own, and one.
And Santos, you know, now etymologically comes from new. It's the same word. It's an anagram because the now is always new, isn't it? And, you know, to me, the harvest is always now.
Yep.
Hey, guys, I love you so much. Have
Yes.
a beautiful, beautiful day. Eugene, my brother Santos, yes, we got this. We are the New World Order. We are the Illuminati. We are all of that. We are the ultimate truth. Yes.
We are the Freemasons.
We are the Freemasons. We are the free. We are free. Thank
Yep.
you.
God bless.
Thank you.